Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Reata Horsemanship. I'm Luke Brown. I'm excited to be with you here today on Winning Wednesday. What a beautiful afternoon it is right now. And the horse that I'm riding here is Harley. Harley is, I think, if I remember right, she's around 10 years old. She's a quarter horse, or we think she's probably a quarter horse, or mostly quarter horse. She came to me just for some refinement. She's had some training with her original owner for quite a while, for a year and a half, and she's gotten quite a ways with her, but she still needs some refinement. She certainly needs some speed refinement or speed transition refinement and managing her speed control, because when she gets out here, she just wants to go really fast. And so today we've been once I got on her, worked her on the ground for quite a while, worked with sensitizing and desensitizing, and then once I started riding her, mostly what I've been doing this morning is staying on the rail first and foremost. That's one exercise, is just what I call down the fence, just getting the horse to go straight along the fence line, and then also doing a lot of bending to slow transitions. I call it bending to slow down transitions, where if they speed up, and I didn't ask them to, I'm just going to bend them until they slow down a little bit to whatever speed I want them to be at, and then I'm going to let them go on a straight line again until they speed up, and then I'm going to bend them again. And it's not a real hard bend. It's kind of a lateral bend that my arm goes out kind of straight and gets them to bend. So I'm not trying to bend them to stop. I'm just bending them to slow down and teaching them to really start to get some self-control in their own feet. Because once they learn to manage their feet, if I'm pulling back with two reins, I'm constantly having to manage her feet. But if I just bend her, redirect her energy into a bend, then I'm not trying to stop her, I'm just bending her, and so she learns how to slow down and how to rate her speed better. So anyway, that's what I've been working with her quite a bit this morning, and this is actually the first time we've been in the arena. So she's had a couple of spooks to the plastic sheet back behind me. Worked with that on the ground, but then when I was riding her around, the wind's kind of blowing today, and it blew that sheet, and she spooked a couple times, but not bad. It was manageable. And at any rate, she's doing well, and I can't wait to see where she comes, how far she comes along in the next 2.5 weeks. And today for Winning Wednesday, I've been listening to the book, The 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. There's just so much that I can gain from that book. And one of the rules for life has to do with communication. And he says that always assume that when you're listening to somebody else, that there's something that they can teach you. I didn't say it exactly right how he says it, but there's always assume that there's something somebody can teach you when you're listening to them. And so many times when we're communicating, like with horses, it's so important to listen to our horses, listen to them and listen to what they're saying and how they're communicating, so we can understand where their mind's at, and therefore we can then respond appropriately. Instead of trying to just get my way with my horse, I'm going to try to listen to my horse, and I'm asking them to do certain things, but they're always going to have a response, and they're always going to communicate with me. And so I'm trying to figure out what is the best way to help them overcome the fear or anxiety or the orneriness or whatever it is that they're feeling, the confusion, whatever it is that they're feeling. I'm going to try to listen to them and then respond appropriately. And that goes with people too. And one thing he says is with spouses or with other people you're communicating with, he said it's a great idea. So he's Jordan Peterson. He's been a therapist for a long time. He's been a psychologist, and he treated a lot of people for a long time and done a lot of sessions with them, and many years. And he said when he helps couples in couples therapy, one of the best things that he said that he has figured out to help people is to get them to listen to each other first before they respond. And so in any communication, both parties, like let's say it's me and my wife Stacy, we should have the opportunity to communicate. I should be able to communicate with her, and she should be able to communicate with me. And in order to truly communicate with each other, the opposite side has to be truly listening. And so to test your listening skills, and he said this is one of the hardest things he's ever learned how to do and taught people to do, but it's very, very effective. And that is, listen to what your spouse is saying. So Stacy has something to tell me, and she has a concern or what have you. I should sit and listen, wait for her to finish what she's saying, and then try to repeat as best as I can what she said, to try to make sure that I understand. So I'm repeating back to her what she said to make sure that I understand what exactly she's trying to communicate. And if I'm incorrect, which a lot of times I would be, then she would explain a little bit more, and then I would again reiterate what she said and make sure that I'm understanding what she's trying to communicate with me. And once she agrees that I understand what she's trying to communicate with me, then and only then should I have a response. And once I respond fully, then she has the opportunity to ask me exactly what I meant by reiterating what I said, and so on and so forth. And it does sound very painful and a long, painful process, but I think we can all improve in our communication skills, especially with our kids and with our spouses or significant others, if we can do that. And that's something I hope that Stacy and I can start doing a little bit, trying to practice that a little bit, is to reiterate what the other person said, make sure we understand what they're trying to communicate, and then and only then respond to them. Hope that helped you guys today. I hope you have a wonderful day on Winning Wednesday. Until next time, be thankful, live with purpose, live with passion, and as always, stay safe in the saddle.